Hey YouTube, this is Hinderer XM18 making another video. And today we're going to be doing the ZTO 550 versus the Hinderer XM18. Differences, similarities, etc. So these are just the boxes they come in. So not much of a big deal there. So we have the XM18 and we have the 0550. Now basically, you know, the ZT 550 along with the 560, 61 are meant to be sort of the, economical, more mass-produced variation of the XM18 made by ZT. You know, they're made in big old factories, etc. Then you have the XM18, still made by machines, but in much smaller quantity and put together by hand, all that. And all the parts on it are made in-house too, which is cool. So, I mean, most people will look at these knives on paper and say they're very similar. And for the most part, they are. You have the 0550, which has a G10 scale, a titanium frame lock, and an S35 VN blade. Then you have the XM18, a G10 scale with a titanium frame lock, and an S35 VN blade. So, I mean, those materials, are the same. The G10's the same. The steel is identical, although the heat treat's probably different. Or it is different, I can say. And, they both have the titanium frame lock, but it's done differently. General shape, you could see they're similar. This is not designed after the XM18. This was a different folding knife they modeled after, called the camp knife. I've never seen the Hinderer version personally, but you could probably Google it and see what it looks like. But it's probably similar. The main differences for me with these two are just the overall quality, and then obviously the price. For the purposes of this video, the price, they're about double to me, because you can get a ZT for around 200, maybe 185, 200 you can expect to pay. And then the XM18 you can get for 385. I know most people are saying, but I can't get it at that price. Well, for the, MSRP, the lowest possible price you can buy it for is 385. That's what I paid, so that's how I'm going to compare them. For me, other main differences of these two, in terms of physical differences, would be, you can get this in a flipper. This isn't the 560 is, but the other thing too is this one, the ZT has a really good D10. It's very strong, pops right open. It's a little hard to open slowly. The Hinderer here doesn't have as strong of a D10. It's just doesn't have as strong as D10. That's how it is. It still stays closed, obviously, and it still pops open nice and easy with the flipper, but it's not as strong. One of the other differences between these two is the spine thickness. Even though this is a slicer grind, it's a little thicker in my opinion. Not by much, but it is thicker. But other small things, let's see really quick. The centering on the 0550. It's not bad. Whoa, sorry about that bump. My tripod is horrible. But the XM18 is perfect. Other things too. This is the first gen 0550, so it has the lock bar cut out on the inside. The new ones have it on the outside, just like the Hinderer. Another key difference between these two is this has a steel liner, and this one has tie. This liner is skeletonized, this one isn't. They both have similar standoffs. They're both steel. These are just blackened, and this one is silver. Both have the lock bar stabilizer, though this one's hidden by the pocket clip. The pocket clip is also, different on these. The new 0550s have a lowrider. The XM pocket clip isn't too bad. A little bit of the knife sticks out, But the clip itself is fairly easy to go in and out of the pocket without having to bend it from the factory. Like some knives, like a Strider, just off the top of my head, have really stiff pocket clips, and the Hinderer does not. Let's see, the filler tab on the XM is pretty cool. 0550 doesn't have that, it just has the holes drilled. It's kind of funny though how it has like these 3 screws and this one has the 3 screws, and the lanyard hole is in the same place approximately, though it's differently shaped. They both use thumb studs as the stop pin, and they both have the resting stop pin like to catch the blade when it's closed, and roughly the same spot. This is a Gen 4, by the way. I mean, they're really similar, but quality-wise, I mean, the XM18 just blows the ZT out of the water. Like, my ZT has some little side-to-side play that I can't tighten out because when I do tighten it, it becomes too hard to open. It's just sort of in my knife. This is rock solid. And you can see on here also just how much different the lockup is. Much earlier on the XM18. Then you have other factors to consider too, like resale value. You're going to lose money when you sell your ZT, but if you were like me and able to buy an XM18 at table price, there's no way you can lose money, even if you use it a lot. You know, I mean, that knife is worth, you know, it's like I bought it for $385, and then the second, you know, it became mine, I could easily sell it for $600, $650. Plaza Cutlery was selling this exact knife, well, this same configuration for $725 on their website, and it's probably been sold. So, I mean, that's a factor to consider. You know, I mean, if you're like me and you live near a show where the Hinderer goes to and has the lottery, you know, it might be worth buying, because, I mean, even if you might think it's too expensive for you, you could try it out and then sell it easily for what you paid, plus make money off it, you know. There's not too many knives you can do that with. Overall, I mean, the quality on the Hinderer is very, very high. It's Chris Reeve level, you know, I mean, in my opinion. And the ZT is just, you know, like a fancy Kershaw at the end of the day. I mean, either of them will serve you just fine in the long run, you know, I mean, but the XM18 definitely has some class and prestige, and a pedigree really is the right term. You know, the ZT, they're a dime a dozen. You know, a lot of people have 0550s. They're easy to get. Hinderers are harder to get at cost, and you know, just doing so is kind of cool. Like, I remember after Blade Show, I was really pissed off at the whole like lottery thing, you know. But then when you win, it kind of goes away. I know it sounds funny, but that's how I felt. So I mean, I have both. Honestly, I don't know if I'll keep the 0550 much longer, because I mean, there's no point with this. I'll never carry it with that or the other knives. So, I mean, ultimately, this is a good stepping stone to get you to an XM18. You know, I mean, if you're unsure about this, pick up an 0550, and if you love it, then maybe you should consider getting an XM. If you hate it, in terms of like the weight or the cutting or whatever, then maybe it's not for you. You know, the XM18 isn't for everybody. So, I mean, both good knives, just different, you know, really at different levels. This would be like minor league. This would be like major league, maybe. I don't know. That might not be a good comparison. But, you know, the original and then the licensed copy, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, you can leave your comment. You can leave comments in the comment section, of course. If you agree with me or disagree with me. I always like to hear what people have to say. It's interesting to see how people can have, you know, differing opinions and such. Sorry about that. And then another thing too is I like how the Hinderer, you can get the frame stonewashed. Hides wear really, really well. So, thanks for watching, you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.